All right. So you should have just seen our new fancy slide-in effect. Yeah.
Totally did, Mike.
All right.
Nailed it.
Hi there. Hi all there. Hi there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's Mike J. Darson Berard with another episode of Legacy Life Among the Kaiju, brought to you by That D&D Podcast. Here at That D&D Podcast, we pride ourselves on service, if not accurately speaking words. And now we will introduce ourselves in Adam first format. With the first Adam, please introduce us. Oh, actually, he's muted the second, I believe, so we'll go with Matt.
Oh, hey. I'm Matt. I'm playing the Stranded Starfarers here, and otherwise, you find me doing other stuff in other places, being a terrible some of the time, even.
What?
Or Zach.
Okay.
It's usually Zach.
Yeah. Is it me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Hi, I'm Zach. Zachy him pronouns. I will be playing the collection of the chimeric peoples, which are thus far just a bunch of like anarchic tribes of omnivore mutants running around the wasteland on four-wheelers and in dune buggies, which, I mean, is kind of my brand, so it works.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I am playing, I wouldn't call them mad scientists, but maybe eccentric scientists.
Give me a look.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, is it really mad when the world's full of, teenage mutant ninja animals and aliens and kaiju cultists? So yeah, I have run out of things to say.
You're not the maddest one, but you're still a mad scientist.
We're still in the first generation. How mad we are is about to be determined. I think we did determine that he has some problematic views.
Yeah, no, that definitely came up. For sure.
Whoops.
I'm not laughing at the problematic views, I swear.
We're laughing that it is problematic views.
Alright, so this game is Legacy, Life Among the Ruins. It is a multi-generational game that takes place both in the zoomed-in view among individual characters as well as the zoomed-out view among the entire families. We started play inside of what's commonly referred to as the homeland. We called it the Boneyard. There are several locations that we determined during character creation many moons ago. Those include ruins filled with mutagenic spores, crop circles, a place that we have lovingly referred to as Cultist Town, caves filled with failed genetic experiments, a church devoted to where the first kaiju came out of the ocean and came crashing onto the shore, ruined urban areas, and of course, space, a vast alien ship intact but out of reach. We established several threats, including packs of predators, perfectly designed predators, competing kaiju called carrion birds smart enough to herd and harvest livestock. Notice the adorable cow people down here, as well as a rapidly expanding alien ecosystem with this lovely pink fungus thing, which, true facts, is not alien and is indigenous to Earth, but it looks great, so I'm going to use it.
If you found an actual alien plant for art purposes in our silly kaiju beat 'em up game, that would be a whole nother problem.
It's dedication to one's arts, all right?
So is it do I pull up pictures of Congress critters here or no?
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is why I have to put warning labels on certain of the games that I broadcast. All right. We are now playing the game. So these are the families over here on the left. We talked about them last time. Please check out our YouTube channel. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Their four families are servants of our kaiju cultists. You guys already introduced yourselves, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Technically, I didn't introduce myself since I was playing audio engineering.
All right. Please continue.
Yes. Real quick, I'm Adam. I'm playing the family, the servants of the One True Faith. otherwise known as the Red Path, those who appease the kaiju with their flesh.
Which is amazing phrasing. Amazing phrasing. I am apparently very tired. So those are the families, and now we're going to switch over to the characters because we were supposed to be in the middle of an action sequence, I believe.
Da-da-da.
Uh-oh.
We were.
Title characters.
Yes, that poor navigator just been carried off by crows, as Eric.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's right.
oh wow. So I have almost all the words that I need here. The only thing that we're missing that I definitely need is what we were doing. And oh my god, why does dogs stop breaking things below me? Why we were here. So it's been 2 weeks since we last played this game. I believe that we are attempting to solve. Somebody needs to expand.
There's something about a homeland for the chimeric peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somebody else was looking for something. Like a cave or a valley.
I think I was also looking for. I had a need of something like land as well, land and safety.
Yeah. Okay. So we are. So you're in the middle of crossing over this kind of, what would we say, like overly hot mountainous region, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must have been hot that day, and you now have Bolera, your dog person guide, that I believe is like one of Jonathan's.
Yes, he's one of my health levels. I mean,
It's one of the meat shields.
Yeah.
you know what? Oh yeah, Valeria the Chimeric Guide.
Is being carried off by giant antagonistic crows. And then the Power Ranger-esque heroes spring into action as they attempt to rescue Bolera. So, since we haven't done this before, so we'll start with, I think Zach's probably read this the most, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, it's just PBTA, right? So we just gotta like, do a thing, say what you're gonna do, we'll translate it into a move, and then figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I am, as I sort of narrated last time. Part of the thing my class gets is like some crazy weapon that you took off the last person that did manage to kill you, right?
Yeah.
And so the whole way here has just been sort of like a burlap like sack that's been held together by various belts and like straps and things. But as the birds attack and the dog person is Valerana is sort of carried off, Loop will flip it down off her shoulder, and it'll sort of like the straps will sort of fall away, and the burlap will fall away, and there's just like this giant underslung energy cannon of some sort that she is going to then fire in the vague direction of the birds. I don't think I'm actually trying to kill them. I have a move that doesn't want me to try to kill them, basically. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like wing them or scare them off. Like,
I also wang them, but yeah.
Yeah, so I don't actually want to kill them.
Okay.
Or I'm not trying to anyway.
Well, I mean, if you fire off into those crows, it sounds like that you have the downside of potentially hitting Bolera.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing that could happen. Sure.
Okay.
I think Loop's jaded enough that she's not going to care that much. Like a lot of people, she's seen a lot of people die to these crows, so.
And
you take your shots.
And Antreus has sprouted leathery bat-like wings and is also en route. So depending on how badly this roll goes, there may be some collateral damage.
I technically haven't. I have to roll for any sprouting, so that's.
I mean, if Zach rolls bad enough, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
All right, give me. What are you firing?
I think this is force. I think what I'm doing is fiercely assaulting.
Yeah, sounds right.
You use an appropriate weapon to hurt, capture, or drive off your enemies. I'm trying to drive off the crows without losing Bellerophon, or whatever this guy's name is. I don't have any modifiers, but I do have advantage on the roll. because that's my skills, and I don't suck at it. So
All right.
Ooh.
All right.
here's
So
what
it's 79.
happens.
You choose one, and the GM chooses two.
Yep. Here, let me just put this in chat. All right.
Oh, it's too bad that it doesn't have that great, other character sheets where you click it. Like I'm thinking, Forge in the Dark character sheets where they show you exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There are also some PBTA sheets that do that have like the moves built into them. This one doesn't. So on a 7 or 9, I choose 1 and you choose 2. So my list is I scavenge something valuable, I get information from my foes, my avenue of escape is clear, you inflict savage, terrifying harm, frightening and dismaying your foes. I think we'll go with the last one. That seems like something I would do. So I'm going to inflict savage, terrifying harm.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to like lance through. I'm imagining some sort of like beam weapon that I'm sort of walking through the sky, right?
Right. So we'll just have to pick all of our weapons from a real tournament from now on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, we decided like weeks ago that there's currently no actual guns in this, right?
Yep.
Like nobody has guns right now.
Right,
I
right.
don't know that I'm looking to change that, but I do like the idea of there like being these weird like
Oh, yeah.
energy strangeness weapons out there for sure.
I mean, we have like thought projector guns and like
Right.
other.
It's not a real gun. It's a long range laser count.
It's a mining laser.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. If we're staying like on theme with my family, that's exactly what it is. It's like a mining laser that's been uprooted and handles put on it, essentially.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, I love it. Well, it works better on birds than it does ore. It turns out.
Clearly. So you're gonna pick 2, Mike.
And my list are something or someone important to you is harmed. Others will come after you. You take harm appropriate to the enemy or the situation to stabilize, and chaos will follow.
Okay, can I just point another thing out that we established to people?
Yeah.
Electromagnetic radiation, energy, and broadcast is what attracts kaiju.
Oh no, I've already picked the last one for a hidden kaiju awakening.
Okay, great. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure that was in the air somewhere.
Yeah.
Great.
In the end, like all the electronic.
Like the EM waves.
Exactly. I'm gonna mute my microphone for a second and try to cough. All right, is that any better? No. Oh, well, fine. It'll do. So I'm gonna say we're gonna. I don't really want to hurt. Yeah, I do. I really do.
Don't you, Mike?
Yeah.
Don't you want to hurt him?
I mean, the question is whether or not Bolera is important to you.
Well, I mean, I think the reason I reacted so strongly is because, like, Loop has a history of friends being carried off by these things. So I think on that level, at least, I'm at this very moment very attached to Bolera, right?
You're invested.
So what you're going to do is make sure absolutely he's not carried off by them.
Yes. It's the what's the guy from New Vegas? The sniper.
Not Rose, but yeah. All right, that
I
guy.
can't remember what his name is. That guy is his principal, right? Like, we're not letting that go down.
Boone.
Boone's
Boone.
principal. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think you probably wing Bolera, and or you know what? It's not that you wing Bolera, but it happens faster than everybody else is ready to react to. So, like Gelmax has an air skimmer that is like unfolding out of this pocket space that they've had it, and it's like 1 part scooter, 1 part sidecar right now. And it's in the process of being unfolded. And if you'd waited for a little while longer, Gelmax would have been ready to catch Bolera as they fell. But Bolera falls hard, and there's this cracking sound like somebody's stepped on an entire carton of eggs, and a huge cloud of dust flies up into the air as they punch through the surface of the ground a couple hundred yards away.
Great. Okay. Sounds awesome. I'll let out some sort of war cry.
Yeah, and the birds. Well, the bird holding Bolera, the giant antagonistic crow, has been like, it's like fry bisected, right? So it's like heavily cooked, like
Fry-sected.
right. So like, think of like if you had a microwave laser, right?
Okay.
So it's fried the crow to like a delicious smelling, you know. If you ate meat, you'd be down for that. But it's also like partially obliterated and cut in half. Because you figure that it's got to like melt the rock on the outside as well to be able to slice through it. So I figure it's like a multi-stage laser weapon. You also just fired it off into the air. So there's a rumbling. Almost immediately, there's a rumbling sound as something hungry pretends future badness. Wait, that's actually off the character sheets. Who's next?
So, did you say the next threat has appeared, or
No.
the act of appearing?
I have foreshadowed future badness. There's no next threat right now. The crows are beginning to scatter because one of them was pokerized. And crows are nothing if not self-serving.
It's true. They're jerks.
Crows are not actually jerks. If any crows are listening.
I believe that's actually the subtitle I gave the episode on Twitter was Legacy: Life Amongst the Kaiju: Crows are jerks: seriously.
Oh no. I can't remember. Was it crows that will come back and like feed injured crows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Crows
like
are also
ravens.
crows are the ones that will remember you've slighted them and hunt you down and harass you. Yes.
That's amazing.
Also use tools.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crows is smart.
So clearly it should have been Life Among the Crowju.
Oh.
Yes.
And Adam quits.
I'm gonna take contempt on this.
Oh, quite.
I know.
Antris, Gelnax, or Kato, do you have now that you've seen Balearis fall a bit, what's your next move?
I want to see what Kato does here.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what do okay. So I know I had my winged lizards. We talked about that last time. Yeah, they were a thing. Because, like, I kind of want them to, well, because Bolera, right? Yeah, I think it's Bolera. Has impacted on the ground, right?
Yeah. There was some sort of incredibly loud crunching sound and a large plume of dust.
So I guess like the first thing I want to do is for them to go over there and protect him. You know, just kind of like secure the area, and then we never did decide what our conveyance is. The mobile med bay thing.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's
so
not just like it's not like a slave sledge, is it? Right?
No,
Okay,
no. I don't like that idea anyway. It's inefficient. Not because it's horrible and not human. It's just inefficient. Yeah. So like I don't know. I almost want to say like, oh, what am I thinking of here? It's like a modified VW van that runs off biodiesel and stuff. But like that kind of thing that has, it's the scientist stuff in the back of it. I guess like all
this is like a Turtles game.
I just when it popped in my head, I'm trying to think of like, because like, where the heck do we fuel it with? Well, clearly we just like take some sawgrass and ferment it a little bit. That seems really in spec with this family. So yeah, and Okato of course is not going to drive it because that seems way more hands-on than him. He's going to be pointing, helpfully, at what is her name?
Okay, so in my head just now, the phrase "he's got almost people for that."
Yeah. Oh, What is worse is the response I have is, no, she's actually human.
Oh. Now Zach takes contempt.
Nailed it.
Palika. I'm gonna have Palika, drive me over there so I can fix him with my van.
Okay. So you have Palika take you over in the candy van. And
Yep.
The edge, you find yourself on the edge of a crater. It appears that the ground here is only superficially solid. There is some sort of vast cavern underneath. And there we go. Bolera is about 20 meters down on some sort of surface. And in the light that you can see streaming in from above, there appears to be not catastrophic harm, but like Bolera landed on their leg, broke their leg, twisted their ankle, sort of thing. And so there's the dog person has a broken leg. It's not bending the right way. It's awful.
Oh, it's so good that you're alive. Can you make your way up here so I can fix you?
Bolera looks around and says, could you lower a rope or something for me to climb up? The cavern's quite large and echoey down here.
Oh, rope! Exactly the thing. Hey, pal, where would that be?
If you,
Use the wilderness guide.
oh, right. So, if you look in my bag, I've got several hundred feet of rope lashed to the outside of it.
Okay. So, he'll go get the rope, toss it down there and try and tie it off on the van. Like, I don't think he'd be horrible at it, but...
That's way better than the Bolero was wearing the bag.
yeah. I didn't even think about that. Why would you do that? We have a van.
There you go. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure it's a VW van. There's like those little light bulb hitch things in the back, so you can tie that off with like a knot without rolling. Unless it's funnier to roll. I don't know.
I'm not exactly projecting the most competent of characters here in Wilderness Survival.
There's one part Dr. Venture, one part Dr. Zayas. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Yep, sounds about right.
And now I have that song in my head. Dr. Zayas.
As sang by Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Carl Urban? Wait, that's somebody else entirely.
Oh man, Carl Urban during the apes.
One of those is a country singer, and the other one was Judge Dredd. So we should probably figure out which is which.
And neither of
personal
them
health.
are Carl Urbanek, which is the guy who voiced Dr. Venture.
Oh.
Urbanek?
Urbanek.
Voice. Urbaniak.
Yeah.
Urbaniak. James, not even. All wrong.
What you doing to me, Mike?
Yeah. So, thank you, Doctor. It was yelled out.
Oh, certainly.
Is he howling in pain?
No. So he's trying to tie like a bowline around his midsection so that he can be hauled up. And so he gets the rope like halfway around, and then there's like a sharp pull as he drops down even farther.
No! I only have already tied off the rope, and
Surely you have a winch.
oh yeah. No, but I'm pretty certain I could build you a basic machine like that. I mean, just a day or two max.
So you look down to the hole. Bolera, I don't know why I keep messing that name up, is now hanging over a pit of nothing, or what appears to be nothing. If there's something down there, it's now receded into the dark.
All right. Say, Andreas, could you lend a hand here?
I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, bring him up here.
So, by appearance, Edris is not a big person. He's rather scrawny. So you asking him to haul someone up by the rope is probably not a great idea. You might want to ask the I don't know, the alien with weird technology or the cat guy.
The hyena or alien Conan.
Yeah.
One of those two. Don't you have a giant like misshapen arm though? Like
I have nothing right now. I never actually
Okay.
got to do the roll, so
okay.
I had instincts to transform, but with the
if you wanna
giant laser
transform-
beam, kind of cut that short. You know, I have
Ooh,
plans.
strong plan.
I still have plans for things to do later on, but so yeah, I'm still waiting for an opportunity.
All right.
I mean, if guy with flying ship can go down there and pick her up.
I mean, I was gonna,
Oh, that would be even better.
yeah, this is an awful idea, but we're gonna do this anyway. So, yeah, if Gilnex's skimmer has finished decapsuling,
Yeah.
he's gonna hop on in, and pilot it over to the hole.
So how large is this thing? I'm imagining the hole is only like.
Like I said, I was thinking it's like a jalopy basically. So it's like a two, maybe a 4-seater with
Gotcha.
like bucket seats in the back. But
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you're gonna have to like open the hole a little bit more.
so basically, it's like, okay, somebody needs to smash this open because I'm not scratching my ride's paint job on this. Maybe somebody with a mining laser.
Sure. I mean, the mining laser's proved super useful so far. I just spray it down the hole.
And cut the
Sure.
rope.
Most of our problems yet. I mean, yeah, I'll bound forward. What is it you need me to do exactly?
Just shoot at the ground near the hole. Widen it.
Deal. There's no way that's going to crush Bolero with falling debris at all. Let's do that. I will totally smash the mining laser into the ground. The laser part, though.
Not the,
Chisel it down.
it's a tool for everything.
It's a multi-tool.
I mean, there's implied finesse or knowledge here of how to use mining equipment, so we're just going to skip the accidentally crushed player option.
So, just so
I
you
helped
know,
explain to him what he needs to do.
just so you know, Mike, there is a move for can you use a device that does things and not fuck it up?
You mean unleash power?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
I'm totally going to be helpful and point out how to use his family's relic.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, that'll get grunt.
Have you considered
Maybe a sort of
turning it
under
on
my
for?
breath snarl as I fire it up. All right, and then I will. It's lore, right? I'm so good at lore.
Yeah.
I'm the best at lore. Can I have advantage for him helping me though?
Yeah, I think that's how that works.
There is an actual move for him helping you.
Oh, is there?
Is there? What
Yeah,
is it?
so it's basically after you roll, if you want to improve the result, you can call for aid. Then anyone else who has a thematically appropriate way of aiding can roll a stat basically, and if they succeed, you get bumped up a whole rank.
Oh wow,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
that's way nicer.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
you fail, it goes down.
And they share the consequences. Awesome.
Yeah, your result drops to a 6 minus, and they share the consequences.
Well,
so yeah,
let's just say
Oh.
we got the ambulance parked at the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
This all feels deeply systematically appropriate. Let's do this. I got no modifiers. This is how we roll.
Seems that's a 9.
All right.
So
So
you
now I
can
get to
call
pick
for aid,
2.
and if the aid works, it bumps you to a 10. But if it fails, it drops you to a 6.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna take. I don't know if I need aid. I think I'm just gonna take the device can be used again, and I avoid the device's side effect.
so it doesn't do exactly what you wanted. Great.
And it does, and I do rouse other devices in my should they? So.
Yeah, we're gonna totally go with. Falling debris kind of pelts Bolera, right?
Yeah.
Bolera as it falls down, and they increase the harm that they took basically by one. But more interesting is that several red lights, like 3 of them, blink on down in the bottom of the pit, and then they blink off and then blink on again as if they were blinking, and then there's movement down there.
That's great. Great.
All right, let's go. The hole's wide enough at this point, right?
Plenty wide.
Yep. All right, gonna zoom on down there.
Do you have headlights on your jalopy?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll cover you with the mining laser.
No. I mean, yeah, probably.
I'm up at the top of the hole, like doing the keeping it warm thing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He'll
Feathering
dive
trigger.
down with the lights on, so that way he can not hit Baleron.
Valera.
I feel like this should be a forge a path, but that's up to you.
I mean, if you want to roll, be my guest.
I mean, I could save it for what is sure to be a more thematic moment here momentarily.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a picture of the
Of
kaiju that I have in mind, and so when I started watching Godzilla movies, it was before I knew anything about. I had totally had the wrong monster name.
Creature in mind.
Yeah, cool. I just went back into the history and looked at. So there is, I believe this is the toy kaiju, right? Whatever. It's my belief that this is the case, so we're gonna go with it. So as your headlights kind of pass over this empty cavernous place, you see that there's a slew of machinery that it has that fills the cavern. It's basically these giant mechanical gantries kind of line the wall, and it's some sort of old ancient tech, or not old, just tech that was from before the fall. They almost look like they're gantries. They're like if you think of the sort of things that hold up the rockets that we had SpaceX and Blue Origin fire off nowadays. Well, I guess they don't really have gantries anymore. But if you think of it before in the late '90s and the early '80s for the shuttle, and there are massive cables, massive thick steel cables that are now dangling from these gantries, and you see a creature moving in the darkness that dwarfs even that leaves your ship feeling small and fragile.
Yeah, of course. So at this point, Gelnax understands that this is going to be this could be troublesome. He's going to pilot under Bolera. Untie yourself so we can get out of here quickly.
Bolera appears to be unconscious.
Do you have an alien Swiss Army knife?
I don't know if I even have a knife on me. Actually, he'll probably have a multi-tool.
I just love the idea that, super tech aliens I have a knife.
We haven't used actual physical blades in centuries.
Yeah, no, it would be it'd be like a little laser pen knife thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actual blades are reserved for things like cheese and opening wine.
A classic champagne in a classy way.
So yeah, just.
So you do that, and Bolera drops into the passenger seat of your car, space jalopy, and you turn to see the monstrous eye of the creature kind of at level with your vehicle, and it's not dissimilar from I don't want to say a space turtle. It has a large shell on its back that's covered in spikes, and its head is almost canine-like, except instead of reptilian, but its entire body is furless. It's got kind of a spike on its nose and big frill spikes in the back of its head, and it opens its mouth and it's not a screonk, it's more of a scree yelp, but it definitely rattles the vehicle as it says something in Kaiju.
Yeah, it's time to burn retro and get the hell out of
Trying
the
to
hole.
communicate.
This is where I want to do a thing now.
Well, don't jump in. Do a thing.
Just do
Yeah.
it. Just
Okay.
do the thing.
Go for it.
So first of all, I'm going to try the move I've been holding on to, which is my protean form, which is where I fail the roll and my whole thing doesn't matter. So the roll is plus steel, which is 0. So I have no modifiers. Excellent, 11.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So that lets me hold 3. I can't even copy and paste out of this form. This move has 4 options. I can grow plates that give you +2 armor against 1 hit, fly or travel to anywhere in sight, shift a limb into a wicked weapon, or break or slip through an obstruction. So for now, I'll use one of my holds to fly. So that would be the bat-like wings that I had mentioned last time. And I will... Yes, I think I have a sensor. Censure? Is that how you say it? Censure?
Yeah. The thing that smoke inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A sensor. Yeah.
Sensors when you like. Yeah, no. So, anyways, I break that out, and it has scent. The attracting a scent that is attractive to kaiju built in. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to grab the attention of the kaiju and lead it away.
Which playbook do you have?
Remnant.
This is just the remnant.
Remnant. Okay. Thank you. All right. So you absolutely are able to sprout those bat wings. You can hold 3. So
Yeah.
you're just gonna spend 1 right now.
Yeah. So right now I'm just spending the 1 on flying.
Okay. Cool.
And what I'm mechanically trying to do is I'm trying to diffuse the situation.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll for diffuse then?
I wish you luck.
So this is
Kaiju.
I'm trying to attract it, so I'm thinking sway will be the role I'm aiming for here.
Yeah. Either that or lore.
Sway's fine.
Oh, good
So
God.
either way,
job
that was
done.
a 2 6s either way.
Okay. So the censure. What? Somebody said the word again.
Censor, I think yeah.
Censure.
No, censor is when you sprint
Yeah.
or you block something.
Well, no, but
No,
a
I think they're
censure
hovering.
is
Yeah.
a censure is when you like issue a decree against somebody.
Mhm.
You're censuring something. A censor can be both. A censor is what you're thinking of. You're censoring something, but a censor is the thing with the chain and
Yeah,
sword.
the smoke screen.
English, everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
How do
I have a
you
smelly
pronounce
ball
that?
on
Or
a
how do you spell
chain.
that?
Yeah.
I think it
C-E-N-S-E-R?
actually has a C. Yeah.
Yeah, C-N-S-O-R, I think is how it's spelled.
Is it
Well,
S-E-R or
censor-
S-O-R?
You
It's a censor. Okay.
Yeah.
Censor. Blah. English,
Yeah.
everybody. So your sensor emits, so you fly down in there to get its attention, and you're
Yeah.
swinging the ball and chain thing at the guy at the sensor. It's rather small for a kaiju. I think the phrase that comes, "Aren't you a little short to be a kaiju?" might pop into your head. It's a 4-legged kaiju. It's kind of it appears to have been chained to these gantries, standing upright, and as it woke up, it fell
Okay.
to the ground, and it walks on all 4s and kind of drags 2 of its legs behind it. And you use your sensor to kind of calm the situation, thinking that you'll lead them somewhere else, and the entire thing just kind of lays down and goes to sleep.
Oh, okay.
He's tired.
Yay!
Go nap
Tired
now.
Kaiju.
So I totally want to unearth forgotten lore on the Kaiju.
Do it.
Start pulling out notes, doing all kinds of things like, oh my god, look at those scales! Oh, they're wonderfully designed. So what is that? It's just a lore check? Yeah.
I kind of also feel obligated to make sure that the kaiju has a meal when it wakes up again. And there's some barbecue crow.
Oh, jeez.
Are you sure it's worthy of the sacrifice?
Kick the crow into the hole. Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna have to like consecrate the crow into your religion before you chuck it down the hole? Are you gonna like kaiju Mormonism this?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So there's layers.
There's layers.
There are many, many branches along the red path.
I'm gonna get Palika to help me with this here for the bonus to lore. Is there my resident scholar? This feels very in tune with my family's thing.
Yes.
So woo,
Okay. That's a 10
yeah.
plus.
just barely. What the heck does it do? It does the thing. Ooh, I get a data. What do they do?
Yay.
It's
And that's your-
experience, isn't it?
Is that your family playbook?
Yeah, you spend data in your family playbook to get bonuses,
Okay.
I think.
And then 10 plus, ask 3. Is this a wonder or a horror? Where is it drawing power from? What dangers is it hiding? How can I turn it to my advantage? I already know the answer to the first one, and it's yes. So we're going to ask the other 3. Where is it drawing power from? What makes the kaiju so wonderful? What dangers is it hiding? Is it going to eat somebody, not me? How can I turn it to my advantage? What can I learn from it? And make myself cooler.
This was the Elder book, right?
This is just one of the basic moves, the peripheral character move of Unearth Forgotten Lore. So
Gotcha.
it's when you uncover a landmark or custom from the past, kaiju seems to count for me.
Yeah.
Especially in this campaign. Yeah. I mean, if anything, it is going to interact with my genetics thing if I can eventually each age add something from somebody we encounter. In this case, I don't know how you want me to note this kaiju, but maybe kaiju.
I mean, we could literally like mark it on the map, right?
Yeah.
There is that.
So, the question, can you repeat your question? I was reading while you...
Sure. Yeah, and I'm just giving my own spin on what I'm talking about. Where is it drawing power from? What makes this kaiju cool? It's kind of how I'm interpreting that question. Some of
Okay,
these
don't you
match,
get 2 because you rolled a 10? You got 3.
On 10, I actually get 3.
So you can do everything, but
I'm
is it a wonder or a horror?
Yeah, because I know the answer to that. Yes.
Got it.
All a matter of perspective.
So the short answers are you don't know. The answer to the first question was the giant power from. Things that are chained up underground for unknown periods of time should just be dead, unless it's non-biological in nature or it has some sort of hibernation process. Neither of which you had the opportunity to study yet.
Yep.
But if it's asleep a lot, you could go down in there and start poking around until you figure it out.
Ooh.
The answer to your next question is, what dangers is it hiding? You can tell by the fact that it's got spikes on its back, that it's probably has got some sort of strong defense. Like, it may not be a carnivore at all, or it may be some sort of defensive type of kaiju. It brings up many questions if a giant monster has strong defensive traits. How did it develop them? Why does it have them? Was it bred? Is it meant for battle? Is this right? Is it to counter another type of kaiju, or is it just, does it just look cool? Like, why is it there? So it's probably hiding some sort of, what dangers is it hiding? Strong defensive potential. And finally, the other question was, how can I turn it to my advantage? I mean, if it was actually trapped in this pit, there is a lot of benefit that you could have from a kaiju that you could come hang out with.
Yeah.
Or sacrifice your enemies to, or draw blood from, or perform experiments on. If it was actually trapped here, that'd be hugely beneficial.
And then guinea pig.
And then what?
I was like writing quick notes here, kind of filtered through my characters' viewpoints on the map there for baby kaiju, as I have described it. And like the last one is basically guinea pig. So mysterious. I'm confused. That was all I had, though.
Okay.
All right. So we basically, Gildax will get Bolera up and out of there into the ambulance van, so that way he can get fixed up.
Yeah. There is actually an expert in there too. I haven't decided if it should be. So we kind of were going away from computers, if I remember correctly, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That was one of our. Yeah.
It's not that you're like. There's a problem with computers being.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic.
Yeah. No, I got that. That's fine. There's like. Oh, how to describe this? Almost like a series of like slug-like creatures that get put on him that help like rapidly heal him and just stabilize him.
That's horrifying. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was doing what I could with that one. Where I'm like, I can't just have like gauze and shit. It has to be cool.
For dramatic reasons, they're actually descended from leeches. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Neo-leech.
great wisdom in the old
Neo-leeching.
ways.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what they're called now too. They have to be neo-leeches.
Right.
But
instead of slurping blood up, they split a regenerative substance out.
Oh yeah, and like, well, and this is going to build into the whole family thing, because like the whole thing is we do genetics, but we're not having computers, so that's kind of weird and hard. It's all done through the variants of these leeches, just various spreads and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. There's enough nonsense nowadays that I can you can totally genetically engineer a machine with CRISPR to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
My brain went right to CRISPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's doing that.
They purr contentedly as they fix up your guide.
Yeah.
So we're getting out of here, right?
Well, we didn't find what we came for, did we?
But there's a kaiju.
I didn't say we had to turn back. I just said we need to get out of here.
But there's a
I
kaiju.
think I'm definitely going exploring at the very least.
Oh, yeah, I think the point was this was just on the route to wherever we were going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's. You're free to stay here as long as you like.
Yes,
I'm
please
going to
do.
get crystals, and then we're going to go, if that's the case.
So much we could learn from the kaiju. Just
It's
think
not-
of it.
It's not
I'm
going anywhere.
Would you like to learn what its insides look like?
Yes.
And I'll...
It could be vital knowledge. Just think, it's been alive down there for who knows how long. And do you see any sources of food? It must either have a miraculous digestion.
I'll kick the crow, the remains of the crow over the
Down
at the word food.
Andreas, did you finish doing your thing with it, blessing it?
Yeah, he was just doing something with the bodies in the background, probably.
And knowing this kaiju, ashes to ashes, laser breath to laser breath.
Digestive aids or something like that.
Dousing it in aperitifs.
It's just a salt shaker. You just pull out a salt shaker. There's 7 herbs and spices in it.
Exactly. We talked about the holy herbs and spices.
I was gonna say your staff doubles as a pepper grinder, right?
No, it's one of those cheese things. You say win.
Right.
Say roar!
Well, it clearly has had enough cheese. Or maybe it's lactose intolerant.
Oh,
How do we tell?
poor guy.
It's a
I'm not staying long enough to find out.
Okay. Yeah, we should be gone. I'm gonna mount back up in my dune buggy or whatever I was in. With like, if no one else is riding shotgun, my giant cannon will be.
Oh, do I need my? I don't know. I don't want to attract attention with my jalopy, so I think I might ride sidecar.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Then we'll just throw the gun in the back. The giant clanking noise, and then we'll take points on our continued expedition into the waste.
Sounds good.
So with Valera having to rest, what's the plan? Who's leading?
I'm leading.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're
We're in the car. We're in the dune buggy up front. Yep. Like our weird little Mad Max dune buggy with the energy weapon in the back.
Gotcha.
Got my little my thought projector gun just kind of trained out in case we see any more crows.
Exactly, like rolling dirty with the down on the dashboard, and we're gonna start trying to pick our way through because I don't know who Space Pope's riding with here, but I'm not sure the ambulance has got the sort of overland mobility that I do. So we probably have to pick a path through this area, and I remember it being like mountainous, so we're probably gonna have to like find valleys and drive down through it. But we're here looking for water and space. And
yeah, we're looking for the
right.
hidden valley. So
yeah.
Progress. I think that's what my family's need was.
it sounds like we're forging a path, but
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right to me.
Wasteland survival or forging a path, I think.
All right. So it's hot and it's kind of hellish terrain. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of scrub. There's not a lot of trees. Right. It's dry. It's hot. It's rocky. Let's do wasteland survival.
All right.
cool.
I will, if it's okay with everybody else, I will make that roll
Yeah, sure.
since I have a steal of 3,
Oh God, yes, please.
and my family gets advantage on overland movement. The modifiers, boom.
Shots.
So wasteland survival. On a
So do you want
hit,
to roll that again?
on a hit, pick 1, and you will give me further details. An obstacle or threat is blocking our way back. Sounds like the most interesting one. And on a 10+, pick 1. So we're hidden treasure in a wasteland worth a lot if you can secure it. Let's go with a hidden treasure in the wasteland worth a lot if you can secure it.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, let's see what y'all actually need, because this should be.
I've also just want to advocate for the secret path since you plan on bringing your entire family here. You're also muted now in Discord.
It'll get fixed.
So I have a thought about that. I'm actually thinking ahead a little bit. I don't know if I should be yet. But in order to trigger the Age of Discovery, I have to have 5 successful wasteland survival moves.
You want to just keep on triggering this?
So I just want to keep rolling. I want to keep rolling.
Look at you.
Metagaming a little bit.
Knowing how to trigger things and whatnot.
I mean, I think that for the Age of Discovery, you have to do. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. So I'm going to say that it's a source of fresh water.
I need water. Yay!
I'm curious what's defending it.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's securing, so we have to find somebody to get the water out. Maybe also. But it could be another kaiju or something as well. I'm fine with that.
So you're able to track a path. What's my? Oh, I didn't take my medicine. Shit. Sorry about that. So you're able to track a path outside of these off this plateau. This the Scorching Plateau. You know what? Just call it Scorching Plateau because I like that name.
Am I missing something? Because I don't see the map in Roll20 right now. Am I? Does there
No, it's
a
not the
screen
character
split?
screen.
Yeah.
How's that?
Nope.
There we go.
Ah,
There you go.
thank
Sorry,
you.
careful.
I didn't know. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if it was on mine. I should flip things around or.
No, I think he controls that because the GM thing.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so it's just a little bit southwest of Cultist Town.
Yeah, I don't have the ability. We should probably just get this whole thing like its own page and like blow it up some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can we copy all of the family creation stuff onto something and then
Let's bookkeep that later. And just
Okay.
keep things moving since we're kind of live.
yeah.
What?
I
Are
know.
people watching?
Crazy. I know. I'm insane. But
Creative. I like that word better than or directed, right? Yes, you find after navigating off the Scorching Plateau, you make your way down into a valley, and there is a natural mountain spring, or a natural spring here that kind of wells up out of the ground. It's not huge, right? But it is large enough that, like, I don't know how to measure water. Was like volume, right? Like hogsheads. You can measure it in like 5 hogsheads. Like it's not huge, right? It's large enough to be
it's large enough for like a few families, not like a family.
Right. It's not a community. It's not enough water to like maybe enough water for a village, not enough water for like a hamlet.
Okay. Or like a trading outpost or something eventually.
Right.
Like a small one.
Right. If it would be the foothold into this new territory. If you wanted to keep it here, or you could try to bottle it and bring it back.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's a you kind of go from this blasted hellscape down off the mountain into this valley-ish area where things get greener, and the only problem is that it's there's wild animals live here, and they're not like these are effectively like fuck it, we're just gonna go full B movie. There's these creatures that live under the ground and burrow, and then
Oh Jesus Christ! We have graboids.
yes,
I
you've
was
got
thinking
gremlins.
tremors.
Yeah, you've got
Okay.
small. I was thinking land sharks, but it's like fuck it, just go tremors. You've got
I mean, they could be bullets. Or
now they're not huge, right? They're not people eating size. Like they're not going to eat you in one swoop, in one bite, but they're big enough that if they get like your leg, you're going to have serious problems. So like
Okay.
They're juvenile form.
right, like think like large shark, but not like great white shark.
Big shark, but not big shark.
Right.
Okay. Do they appear to
Like
as
they're
we
about the
cruise-
size of about the size of a man, like 6 to 10 feet, and 10 feet on the long side.
All right, so as we're like driving the dune buggy this direction, what does their reaction to it seem to be?
They're curious, and you can see small packs of them traveling under the ground.
Okay.
And they travel in small packs of like 3 or 4, and then like one will come up and kind of like bump into you,
Okay.
and then return back to the pack.
Okay.
So it comes over and like it bumps the car, and like extends like one of the snake things onto the tire, and like pokes its little tentacle at it, and then it'll retract and like return back to the pack every once in a while. It hasn't attacked the vehicle yet.
Are we at a point where it seems like we could probably use a chance to reconnoiter and stop for the day, or are we pushing through?
You can't. You're out of the burning. What do they call it? You're off the Scorching Plateau, right? So you're into the valley below. You can continue to reconnoiter or go wherever you want. Like, the day is not over, right? You've got time to spend doing whatever you want to do.
What does everybody else think? Because I may just park the dune buggy, get in the back, and pick up the mining laser again.
And just like murder the heck out of him?
Yeah.
The water could be useful.
Just give him the old groundhog treatment.
Well. So are we still on the level of the plateau?
No, you're down. Like, the plateau was like part of like a high part of a mountain, and then you're down off of it into a valley.
Okay, so this is probably water from like runoff, stuff like that, or maybe a spring.
Seems like it's a spring.
Difference. Well, because here's my thought: is if it's a spring, they may be integral to that water being here.
You're thinking they're like
aerate the ground, and disturb the aquifer.
You think we got the little baby Shai-Hulud here at this point?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I know you.
I would not be thinking that at all.
I know, that's why I'm saying this.
And,
Yeah,
like literally what I just said. That's completely
to think about this. I mean, if you want, do you want to study them and see if that's the case? I mean, that's up to you.
I would at least rather that we try to come up with a means of living in harmony with them.
Okay.
I mean, rather than just exterminating them.
Oh man, if we could tame them, that would be a great guard site for this place.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to then stop the dune buggy, get in the back and like on the bed and lay down, and I'm going to like bear fish one of these out of the ground as it comes up.
That's so wonderful. I was just about to suggest you were going to do something like that.
Perfect. And
that's the hyena claws. I might as well do something with them, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna like raccoon and or bear fish this thing out of the ground. Like as it like comes up to investigate the dune bug.
Okay, so I was a little confused by what bear fishing was. So you mean just like whack and get it out of there? Okay.
Yeah, just like catch it and throw it into the bed of the.
Not catfish tickle.
No, I'm not getting down to know that. No.
Okay. So you get down on the end of the. You know what? Let's roll to see how horrible this works out for you.
All right, great. I don't even know what it would be.
I don't even know. Roll for catfishing.
Roll for catfishing. Is that going to be a force or a steal? Because I can't imagine it's one of the other ones.
You know what? Is this a diffuse?
Oh God.
Are you trying to de-escalate a dangerous situation?
I kind of am. I'm kind of like not.
Well, we know it's a threat, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm trying to like quickly get them into the boat via my like physical abilities. Yeah. Okay. I will roll this. I will roll this thing.
And it's a quick action, so go with steal.
Okay, I got 7. Alright. That's a bit. It could be worse. A 10 plus, the situation is safe unless changed significantly. Well, so I didn't like make friends with them yet. 7 and 9, you bought some time, but choose one. There's a cost securing safety. Danger will return soon. Danger still present, but threatening someone or something else. I like the last one because I want the ambulance to be attacked by graboid. No. Or like Zelnak to be like. Like they did the raptor thing to us, right? Like the
they clever girl. Because I was trying to. Because my thought was I was covering you, so I jumped, but then they get me, and that's just so much better.
Yep.
Oh, good lord. Okay. So you're going to pick that they're harassing someone else.
That danger is still present, but threatening someone or something else. So I guess they could go eat the kaiju, but it makes more sense for them to eat someone else here.
I mean, I think that the move applies to the group, right? I think you drive them off.
Mm-hmm.
And they go hunting elsewhere for now, to something else. So like the thing pops one of its snake tentacles. Do you know what a graboid is, Zach? Are you familiar with tremors? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that pops one of its tentacles out, and your response is to, like, you hit it real hard, like punch it to try. Oh, you like grab it and like try to pull it out of the ground.
Yeah, like I'm like have you ever seen a raccoon fish?
No.
They just sort of like
They're
down on the bank
fish out of the water.
and they lean one arm over the see a fish. They sort of like sweep down. They catch it just in the various edges of their claws and they flip it up onto the shore. That's sort of my plan with this stuff. Right?
Okay. It's huge, right? So you grab it and you pull one of these snake tentacle things out, and you pull up like this monstrous worm creature, like a foot out of the dirt, and it just the rest of it's still like 5 feet in the dirt, and it just like starts like screaming in your face, this high pitched kind of like whining noise, and then like kind of shakes its head, like you know how you grab a dog by the collar, and it rolls over like several times trying to get you to let go, and it eventually just like tears the tentacle not out of your hands but off of its body and just runs away. And the thing stinks like rotting meat left under the ground, man. It's a combination of if you think beef bulgogi that was left in the sun for a month and a half in like a wet climate.
Okay. I mean, I'm barely fazed by this, but other members of our group maybe.
Oh no, I'm quite happy my spacesuit is sealed. Thank you.
I want the tentacle.
I will like be I'll be standing on the back of the, holding it up with one arm, like waving the ambulance over, essentially.
Yeah. Well, because obviously I'm going to, put this in the files. I have to analyze this and get information about what kind of useful genetic trace this might have. At the same time, I kind of want to see if I can figure out something that it hates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or somehow get it involved, hunting something else. It likes this area. Let's convince it to prey on something that's not us.
Well, I'm gonna do it as I drop it or throw it into the receptacle on the side of the ambulance, or whatever. Right? We'll be find a way to get rid of this before it eats someone.
Huh. Well, see, my initial thought was that for ground-dwelling creatures, a lot of them prefer the delicacy of avian eggs. Kind of look at some of the crow feathers scattered around.
You want to train him to go fight the crows?
Not train. I'm not an animal trainer. I want to genetically predispose them to eat crow eggs. Which, by the way, is a horrible thing to do, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what do you do? I mean, it's just an invasive species.
This definitely isn't a cane frog situation at all.
Well, that and the whole thing of, I have a problem with these people. Well, why don't you go eat their babies?
Here, I'm going to create a species that will commit genocide against them for me by proxy.
My hands are clean.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, Mike, that's kind of where I'm aiming. I got no idea what that does or means or whatever.
Okay. I mean, you want to bioengineer these? You want to create a gene to... Yeah, okay.
I can't imagine it's going to be a small job for him to do.
No.
So I guess
the problem is that I'm all right, let's start a clock.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if he's going to hang here and do that, space poking him with us. Otherwise, we'll just throw it in the pile with the other stuff we find. And deal with that later. I will note that 2 of my needs are clean water and ranch dressing. So
Ranch dressing.
yeah, I don't know. Remember why that got written down on my sheet. I'm pretty sure it's not a real thing.
Because we were joking about finding the hidden valley.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what they're at. Yeah, because you need land, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I need morale, leadership, and energy. So
I think I need progress, crops, and what's my third? Medicine?
Morale, safety, and water. I need water.
I know. I'm like,
so you want to cultivate Yon water here?
I am real into finding a way to like get my people here to use this water or get this.
yep,
Definitely.
yeah. Progress, medicine, and crops. What's crops?
I think crops was like a thing that you can find, right?
Yeah. Well, and like the crops I can kind of generate because I have surplus land and we have the whole culture thing in my family, so that yields crops. So I'm less worried about that. The other things I don't think I have ways of making. I think progress is the one I really need. I think I can make medicine with barter goods. I don't know.
I don't think I have any specific way of making any of the stuff I need. I just have to find it and do things for it.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
like as near as I read, like actually getting your stuff is fairly common for this family. Like that's their deal.
Mhm. Yep.
But,
Yeah, that's exactly the opposite of my family. We always owe people everything all the time. So
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that the answer is genetically modifying creatures is going to be a family scale thing,
Yep. Okay.
right? That sounds like a family move that takes place over weeks or
Like-
months, not minutes or hours.
Yep. Ooh.
I feel like that sounds right for this game.
That's correct.
Yeah. It might even plug into one of the culture slots. We started a meteorite, so I skipped over that. But like, I can devote my surpluses, and then at the end of it, I get my surplus back plus another surplus. So like, I can do land and I can get crops back. And it's just because like I can generate surpluses with my stuff, but like putting that into that would kind of make some sense, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't need to answer this right now. I guess for a right now thing would be if I can figure out something they don't like that is natural, so that we could like plant some ivy around the area because they avoid that and just have a nice little path of ivy that is safe or whatever. That seems like a much smaller scale sort of thing, and just
yeah, we can maybe help with that by like seeing if we can track their range. If there's anything around that seems to hem them in. As well.
Or even just anything like there aren't any burrow holes near these plants or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For something that's like actually reasonable to do.
Yeah. Let's see. That sounds like find common ground. The graboids.
We should just wait that.
I love that one of the moves is
Is what?
eulogy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. There's not like a spout lore in this game.
Well, let me check and make sure about what data does, real quick.
Well, there's one like information is power where you can use data and get advantage on a roll.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Reveal a secret, and then
Oh yeah.
you get advantage.
Because like I can sort of see this as like another diffuse roll. But well,
Yeah, kind of like I don't know that we need to roll for it. Like what?
all right.
Because we already did the thing to kind of deal with the issue of grief. So they don't like they only like solid ground. They don't like rock. They don't like water. So this is kind of like the only place that there's no way for them to leave too far, right? They can't actually get too far beyond the valley because
Okay.
they're not going to be able to go through the mountains.
Can't go.
So they don't like rock, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So like basically, if we put like a paving stone path to the source of water, it would be safe.
It'd be safe enough to like walk upon, right? As long as it
Yeah.
was like 10 feet wide.
Yeah, yeah.
In my
Well, I'm
way.
talking about something like that's a project to secure the water as a viable source. It would take
Basically,
a
if
while.
we pave over, we can make it work to a
Yeah.
certain
Yep.
extent.
Or we fill the entire valley with water and we just drown them.
That'll work too. But you need water for that.
Fair. That's fair.
Foiled.
I mean, you can spend your water resource to drown all the graboids in here.
I can't though. I don't have it yet.
What I love is that we found some water, so we used the water to secure the water. We need more water.
It's a very like Kissinger in Vietnam plan. Like secured the village by drowning the village. Now the village is a source of water.
The village is also safe at the bottom of the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Safe.
All right. Is there more to do here in this scene?
I don't think there. At least not for.
Not right now. I think we
Yeah.
can.
So remind me, Matt, what were you looking for?
My needs at this point are morale, leadership, and energy. So I know my plan revolves around getting you guys teched up. So if you feel like you need living space, that's kind of what I'm here to help you do. And basically, if I can do that and give my people hope that, yeah, this plan is actually going to work,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's my plan to boost morale here.
And you, Adam?
I need artisans, land, and safety.
Safety. Because, like, I know we've sort of hit on. All right, so the Kaiju looks like a pretty good source of progress. I think there's going to be other stuff involved in that for me. But.
Can I just say that can I just point out that the church, whose entire point is being eaten alive by a giant monster,
Yeah.
is like, our situation is currently unsafe.
Listen, just because you smoke doesn't mean you cliff dive as well. Okay?
But you could.
We just need somewhere where we can teach our new
Easy.
recruits in peace.
Yep.
I love the idea that we're all just going to move out of the boneyard now that we look, we're over here for land and safety and progress over on this side. Let's go.
We're
Yeah.
expanding the boneyard.
Yeah.
Encompassing more. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. That's just because, like, I know we were talking about this as sort of the first bonding thingy here, and like probably every family should try and get something out of it. You know, that explains why we move forward. Like I said, I think Zach and I have things out of this so far. That's just.
I think we keep moving. I think we need to find some
Yep.
land.
Yeah.
Onward to land and safety.
The spring here in the valley is fine, but the land is not super great due to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nicely aerated for crops, perhaps, but the graboids make farming dangerous.
See,
Yeah, a little bit.
Where's Snape already?
All right, so I believe let's do a wasteland survival roll.
I'm still a Viking at this, unless somebody else wants to take it.
I mean, I could take a whack, but if you really want to go for it,
He went for it.
yeah,
Jeez.
no problems there.
Okay.
A little bit good at that.
So my rules are choose something. Okay, so a member of our group is hurt or sick is already the case. Obstacle throw is blocking way back. We already did that. We didn't really cover what it was. What did we lose along the way, Mike?
Did you really secure the mining laser down? In the
That's a
back?
good question.
I mean, that seems.
That's a bit mean, but
I don't want to take away your toys yet.
At the same time, I get it back when we resupply, like when we tool back up.
yeah.
It always comes back to me. It's always mine eventually.
Really?
So you can take it away from me temporarily without feeling too bad.
I love the idea there's like some smart ass graboid somewhere like
It can get to
They forget their
dirt
path
way
towards
easier.
progress.
Yes, there's some super lazy gravel.
I'm
Crab
gonna
with a
make it
laser strapped to his head.
land sharks with lasers.
freaking lasers. Exactly.
Freaking lazy.
Rock is no longer a problem for graboids.
Oh no, we let them
Oh
loose.
no, we've released them.
We've improved them. What have we done?
What has science done?
I like that a lot, but I think it's way more menacing to say that a crow took it.
Oh,
The crow just winged off with it.
like while we were messing around with the graboids, like a crow of scanned with my mining laser.
There's like a couple crows laying on the ground in front of you, right? Like hopping around, and one of them sneaks in behind and like grabs the laser and flies off. And it's clearly part of the crows that you drove off earlier and have been following you. Because why else nobody
Gilmax
knows the
swears
laser?
that they've been fawning.
Yeah.
Fires his thought projector at him a couple times.
Exactly. Yeah, and I curse at them and shake my fists.
And Zach, thank you for telling me that crows are dicks, because I wouldn't have thought about remembering what you were, or remembering the person that pissed them off unless you'd mentioned it.
It's true. Crows are huge dicks. Yeah, they probably taunted me on the way out. I like making this like a high value trip, so I'm gonna go with another hidden treasure in the wasteland, worth a lot if we can secure it, and then we'll just like all work together to secure the treasures.
Going for the altruism ending.
Right now, all my people can do is like, yeah, we'll totally be there. We're basically the little brother of everyone else. So it's like, all the big kids do the thing. I'll be here too.
To steal this later. I hope that doesn't have long-term repercussions. But like spell it correctly and stuff. Cool. Okay. So you have found something of value, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that it's going to be farming land.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be populated.
Ooh.
By
That's
cow
wonderful.
people?
No, cow people's too easy, right? Or wait, like wild cow people.
Yeah, no, they're like bison people that don't want us
Yep.
on their land. It's like not actually farmland yet. It's just like grazing prairie for these bison people.
No, I'm thinking that it's like, yeah, I think it's like these are the farming hybrids that were created, whose job it is to farm, and they just kept on farming.
Well, yeah, as you do.
And there's just this little idyllic place because they don't have radios, they don't have machinery of any sorts. It's just them doing low-tech 14th century farming.
I'm imagining clouds being ridden by one buffalo person
And pulled by another.
pulled by two other
Yes.
buffalo people.
Yep.
Buffalo
So-
people, yeah.
So part of what I've been reading books, reading the instruction book, and I found out about the whole how tool up is supposed to work when we zoom in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my family's what is it called, assets, are my evangelists, and they have the tag of communicating with outsiders.
You brought
So
it
they
on,
specialize
Josh.
in this kind of thing. So I imagine I have a small cohort of high tier evangelists, because I also read that for every surplus you have, you can improve the quality of something. So they have a quality of 3 currently, meaning they're pretty damn good at their job.
Your elite Hulk hands Godzilla hat wearing.
Yes, they are very impressive in their ceremonial garb. So yes, I feel like we could be envoys in this new land and introduce them to the glory that is the Red Path, and maybe have a new conclave.
I'm trying to figure out what I searched for last time that got that lovely, cute hybrid person. Because I've searched for what I thought was something similar, and I've just got Unceasing Horrors. Nope, there it is. Huh. Nope, nothing cute, just Unceasing Horror. Okay. Cool.
There is no love here.
Okay, let's just pretend that this is something cute and not like cows with human teeth. So, text. Buffalo people farming good farmland.
When you Google bison person,
Oh god, is that any better?
it's just a bunch of pictures of M. Bison doing weird shit, basically. And there's one of him like in the Napoleon pose. There's a bunch of him that make him look a lot like Magneto.
Wow. Okay. This is a person riding a bison. You know, I don't even know why we're down that rabbit hole. Let's break out of it.
Yeah.
So, text, good farmland. We need like, what's the name for this place?
Buffalo.
Oh, jeez. You are so in my head tonight.
God damn it.
I was like half a second behind you on bison people, too. Oh.
New Valley.
All right. So we've got the Hidden Valley and New Valley Land.
Oh, jeez.
More buffaloes.
So what you're saying is the Hidden Valley Ranch is right next to the buffaloes.
Yeah. Buffalo.
I'm just thinking like Williamson Ranch.
I was going to say,
God.
I was gonna
buffalo
say,
have
do
wings?
they-
I was with you.
Don't
And the
ask me
crows-
about the buffalo sauce, for the love of God.
The crows have lasers, so it's like hot wings.
Oh god.
We really should not play this while hungry. Okay.
Hidden Rally
This is
Van.
not D&D
barbecue.
podcast. We're talking
Good night, everybody. We can't do this anymore.
This has been the D&D podcast signing off permanently.
Obviously.
We can't morally go on.
I mean, it's a different place than the extended whale discussion that we had many years ago. But
Yes, that was.
all right, so we now have Adam beginning to initiate talks with Buffalo people.
So yeah, so I think the first part of this will be my evangelists spreading out and talking to the populace, trying to find, a leader, trying to make inroads to the community. Basically, they're not necessarily gathering information, but they're opening talks with the Buffalo people and trying to find some way of getting me one-on-one with a leader of the Buffalo.
Remember, we'll be here to advise you if you like, on certain genetic predispositions the Buffalo people are likely to have.
All right,
I'll just
that.
be over here trying to not think about how delicious they would be roasting on an open fire.
That seems like a funny common ground.
Well, this is a specific move for followers working on their own,
Okay.
called
Yeah.
under orders.
Ooh.
And the basic text is just.
Is that for? I'm sorry. Which playbook is it for?
This is a standard move for a follower on page 63.
Yeah, it's down there on the peripheral moves
Is it even there?
on the handout sheet. It's way down on page 43 of the handout sheet. It's the very last one.
Without paste in.
Oh, there we go. That's nice. I like
Huh.
Hmm.
All right.
I really like the last option in this particular instance. Imagining one of them ran away with the buffalo person.
Exactly. What I find hilarious is I can fix that as the
I feel like
elder.
they'd get buffaloed by the buffalo, really. But
I just looked it up, and actually, the people from Buffalo are called Buffalonians.
No, they're not.
that's a lie.
So
I
the
believe
Buffalo
anything.
local wiki is telling me right now.
And go ahead and roll your
What are
quality.
you gonna believe?
So that's an 11.
So on a 10 plus to do it, no problem. So you're just trying to establish common ground?
So basically, I'm trying to get one-on-one in a sort of a meeting area with the leader of these people.
Okay.
And sort of, establish good faith with the community and things like that. But the main thrust that I'm going for is I want a private meeting with their leader.
All right.
Turns out they're a narco-syndicalist commune.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here, and we will meet up after that, and as we establish talks with the Buffalo people. So I'm going to
So don't get
transition.
buffaloed by buffaloes.
So we will return shortly.
See you in a second, guys.
All right, I think we. Oh shit! No. I transitioned us to the same screen. Okay, now we've transitioned to different screens so we can see us.
All right.
Hey folks, I'm not feeling too great, so we're gonna call it a little early. What I meant to say is that this is totally an intentional cliffhanger. Would they get trampled by the buffalo people? Would it be turned into, was it sauce for the crow wings
Will
or
we
buzzards
have
or something?
delicious buffalo wing sauce or
Right.
or something? I don't
What
know.
I'm waiting for, and that's what I was about to say, is that I'm waiting for like the second or third generation chimeric peoples, where we have the crows that have interbred with the buffalo people.
Oh god.
So you actually have
Buffalo wings. So wait, you
I'm
rolled,
making
like,
a
really,
factory after that.
you rolled
Right, no,
really
just-
well after this, right? For that. So that like worked.
Note to self: I need to breed some giant celery. You know, in 2 to 3
I
generations.
told you, man. If you do Brussels sprout dogs and broccoli, man, I'm gonna lose it.
Well, I mean that's, yeah. I think this is probably like an okay place to call this part of the scene too, right? Because
Yeah.
you successfully.
Yep.
Love you all the bits and pieces, just the way things go sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just meant like,
Yeah.
the characters accomplished their goal. You've met the buffalo people. You've secured. I mean, maybe you secured some land.
It's nice and dramatic.
We're
Yeah.
trying to.
We end with the shot of Space Pope like wondering, like walking up to the buffalo people, like waving to them with one of those novelty Hulk hands as they present their elders.
Yeah, we have like
And
some,
you know what?
some nice.
History tells you every time missionaries show up to preach the truth to you, you're in for a real good time. You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this has never happened to them before, right?
Like playing some indie song as we cut on the outro.
What I am noticing, is that I have already managed to align myself with the like subjugated peoples that are going to be everywhere in the setting and constantly going to be the ones that are like used as pawns by other families. And so mostly I'm just going to be trying to throw a revolution every generation over and over and over again.
Actually, I am super curious about this. So, Adam, what is your intent? So you succeeded in getting a hold of their leadership. What's the next move? Are you going to take them over? Are you going to get them to give you a favor? What is it?
So my next move is going to be using a play from my playbook called Inhuman Elegance, which is sort of a supernatural hold over these people. The basic, if I succeed, they can't act against me, so they can't attack or hurt us. Plus, I get a couple holds that I can spend doing various things, like having them give me something I want, seeking information, and protecting me from harm, or introducing you to something important. So it's sort of just a shortcut to the land surplus.
Okay.
So it's not like complete subjugation of another people. It's going to be an uplifting of wayward souls.
Would you say
No,
you're
no, no, no,
saving
no.
their souls?
On the
Yeah.
going you, uplifting the noble savages.
I think this is very much a bringing a religion to a people as well, right? It even says in Human Elegance, right? Like they're going to become fixated on you.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll sway.
Okay.
It's the tentacled man's burden.
Ooh, an
Okay.
8. Okay.
It means I only have hold 2 instead of 3.
Unless you want to get somebody to help you sway these people.
No, I have
I
to be
would
completely
totally do it.
alone. I have to be completely alone with
okay.
the person I'm talking to.
Oh, I see.
That's what was the whole point of getting this meeting one-on-one.
Yes, you got to talk to somebody important apparently in the.
Yeah, the elder of this community or whatever they deem as.
Basically, they
you know.
work to gain the trust. And it's like our leader wants to meet with your leader so we can talk.
Stare into my tentacles.
All right. So what 2 are you going to take?
Yup.
Give me the vapors.
I think it's going to be giving me something that I want and protecting me from harm.
And what is it that you want?
I want a area. Or I want somewhere that we can set up our. I don't want to call it a convent. That's not quite. a conclave or something. I want land.
An enclave, basically.
An enclave, is that the right word?
It's a rotisserie. Instead of a rotisserie.
That's what you call it.
So just like a patch of land to like in the hidden valley to build.
So yeah, basically just getting a foothold for my family here, and I doing it for free.
All right. So in a one-on-one meeting with the Buffalo People Elders, you guys could come up with any of those. The longest horns, or like
The Longhorn. The Longhorn's a great one.
Well, I like the longest horn too.
The longest horn.
Yeah, that's a nice phrase. I like that.
They try really hard their entire life not to chip their horns, and when they do, they lose the status.
Right, because they're not violent. They're peaceable.
Oh, it's kind of like that hair thing. So basically, a leader who's chipped their horn has failed to keep the peace.
I like how we just established the world casually.
Yep. Well, and like that's got so many levels because, like, as you said, they're pacifists. So if you have to resort to using your weapons, you failed.
Yeah.
All of their swords are plowshares.
God, I'm gonna warp them into a zealot community.
Yeah,
Oh,
you are.
that's so
You're a
nice.
monster. Good job.
And here's his.
I'm taking notes on what my next character is going to be. Thanks.
Into giving the what's the name for your group? We're gonna call it the Boneyard. Giving the Boneyard a parcel of land.
Was the boneyard or is it just the church?
The Red Path.
Okay. So
Are you're negotiating just for yourself? You selfish monster.
I thought everybody was getting something, or we were doing that for all our
No,
families.
it's fine. It's fine. No, you do. No, keep going. It's good.
all right. So I put a little blurb there for the resulting of that, right?
Okay.
So you swayed them into giving the Red Path a parcel of land and swore protection of your family, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, that's a pretty good spot for us to
Wrap up.
Kaiju suddenly have to worry about their cholesterol after a notable spike in red meat consumption. Fascinating.
It takes years of sacrifice to become worthy of feeding yourself.
Yeah, you have to have the best marbling and
The best
You have to
part,
afford the
I mean-
secret sauce.
exactly. The best part is now there's going to be sauce sectarians within the Red Path.
That's got legs. It's got legs. I like that joke. All right, folks. This is then that D&D podcast presents Legacy Life Among the Kaiju. Life Among the Kaiju, or Legacy Life Among the Ruins, second edition, is a role-playing game that you can find on the internets. Go check out its creator on Twitter. They're awesome. We are every Tuesday, Thursday streaming Burning Wheel and Legacy right now. On this Saturday, we have an interview with Melody Watson, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're going to be super awesome. I'm looking forward to it. The following Saturday, I believe we also have an interview.
Yes, but I'm afraid I don't know that individual's name.
And
off
then
the
the
top of my
following
head.
Wednesday, we have special events planned. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun July. It's July, right?
Yes.
Currently, yes.
yeah, so I've been told.
Yeah. All right. Drop us a like, share, subscribe, talk to us on Twitter. We love it, etc. YouTube's, Twitch.
The thing.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, I'm going to switch this back to the whole screen so that it's that for the transition and out.